We shouldn't be waiting for the Messiah. I think a lot of people have been fooled into thinking that they need to wait for this time period to come. The more you wait, the harder it is to achieve. I don't think anyone has realized that so far because it hasn't been happening. Christianity versus Judaism versus Hinduism versus Islam versus Buddhism. Oh my goodness. Can we all take a breather and realize that we all have the same outcome in mind? Today is Sunday, March 14th, 2021. The time is 11:12 p.m. Whoa, how is it so late already? I just, daylight savings was last night, so I just feels like it's a little bit earlier, honestly. My name is Nathan Hanokaee, for those of you who do not know me. I've been figuring out for the past week or two what I am going to do with my life. And it's been hard. It's been a hard couple of weeks, a lot of thoughts, lots of different people talking to, trying to figure this out. Also with this channel that I'm posting this video on in the first place, you know, you can see I'm everywhere. I'm literally all over the place doing different types of videos, trying out different concepts that some of them worked, some of them didn't work. And I've just been thinking a lot recently, and I've come to a few conclusions on what I need to do and what I'm going to do. So first of all, this channel is going to be used as a platform to relay messages and relay speeches that I give along my journey as a public speaker. I'm going to be, as of now at least, I believe I want to be a public speaker. And I want to talk about important subjects that are philosophical, that are, you know, related to faith. It's something that I'm interested in. I really think that we need something to change in our world if we want to together as a collective go in a positive direction. Now I have a lot of different theories and ideas on what needs to happen. You don't really need to have them be heard right now in this video, but this is basically the beginning of something that, a new chapter in my life, and hopefully a new era of humanity that I want to see a huge spiritual change or uplift within the next few decades. And I think it has to happen. I think that there needs to be faith. I think faith needs to be placed onto a pedestal for people to really just see, you know, what we're missing here. We're missing faith. We're missing hope, and we're missing love. All of these things. And I think that a lot of this controversy in the world, that, you know, this is not new. I mean, everyone says like, oh, the world is gonna end. Like, no, it's not. Okay, this is just the beginning. And not just the beginning, we're in the middle of it. This has been going on for the past few hundred years. This is not something new. So every generation, there's a new battle and a new controversy. You know, the controversy of Americans living in the 21st century is that, you know, there's a lot of political turmoil, and it seems like the states are about to turn against each other. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the only controversy going on in the world. Now we have the rest of Earth, who is also struggling with something. The religions are battling each other about what is the truth, what is going to happen soon. So a lot of people think that there is going to be a lot of bad things happening within the next few decades, me included. So what I hope to do, what I wish to do with this platform and with my voice, I like to think that I have a few gifts. I'm just trying to identify things that I see within myself, certain things that I'm good at. Like, for example, maybe speaking, maybe, I don't know, talking to people and understanding them, or just intellectualizing. I want to use these gifts that I know that I have to create a huge amount of positive change in the world, and at least attempt to help better people's lives. But obviously, I do know that that lies in your own hands. So I can only give people the opportunity of the awareness that I currently have. I have an awareness of my pursuit in life. I have an awareness of what I believe to be the truth. And I'm going to pursue that for the rest of my life. I have 80 years ahead of me. I'm only 17 years old, so we will try our best, and I will try my best to do the best that I can to enlighten people about, you know, their paths and their truths. But they would have to figure it out for themselves. So it would be a two-way qualification. You have to be qualified in the terms that you have to want it, and I have to be qualified in the terms that I'm able to inspire or motivate someone to ignite that light within you. As they say, you know, spark that light, or ignite the spark, or whatever they say. So I think that I could do that. I think that I have been pretty good at it. I've noticed about the past few weeks where I actually got more serious into talking and stuff. Actually, last week was my first public speaking event in front of a live audience. Now, it wasn't a huge audience. It was like 12 people. but they were all eager to learn, eager to listen, and I went after to each person individually and ask them, did you enjoy it? What areas can I improve? And so I'm always trying to be a better speaker, a better person, and grow spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, and always, even financially. I always want money, so I will take any job that I can. If someone says, hey, mow my lawn, like, I'll be the first to say yes, and I'll do it for the cheapest price that they want. I like money, okay? I like to work and earn what I have, and I enjoy it. Not only I enjoy it, because enjoying it is good as well, but also the more time you spend celebrating about your accomplishments, the less time you have to basically plan your next success story. So I think that, last week was a huge success with the speech that I gave, but I'm not going to dwell over it too long. I already am going to book my next speech for next week. So, I have to find some sort of place that I can go to where they would be willing to accept me to talk about something about spirituality, something as huge as a concept such as collective enlightenment or personal enlightenment or a pursuit of truth or an awareness of truth, pursuit of purpose or an awareness of your purpose, things of that nature that are so heavy. These are things that I'm very interested in. Psychology for sure. I really enjoy clinical psychology, so I might actually pursue that as a career in my life. But enough about me, more about what is the purpose of this channel and the purpose that you can play a role in this, in this adventure that we're all in. This is literally a game, and we are at level 2021. You can think of it as levels. As we level up the years, things get harder, and it gets harder to pass each level. Now, that's something I just created right now on the spot, but it's a cool way to think about it. We have to grow with the levels. Right now, we're not growing with the levels. The levels keep growing harder and harder, but we are not improving ourselves in a way that we can pass the levels easily. So we're failing all the levels. Basically, that means that we're not happy. That basically means we're not fulfilled. We're not content with our lives. And not only that, well, first of all, we have to ask why, and that's really just because of vitality. We don't really have any motivation to do much things anymore, and we want to have the motivation, but we just don't know how to get it or where to get it from. And I really, really feel like we can get that answer together. I think that we can really figure out how and why we should be doing what we should be doing, whatever it is that we should be doing. What path should we each individually be going on to get to our goals, and what are our goals, and why are our goals the way that they are? Why are our desires the way that they are? Why are certain things gravitating towards me? Why am I interested in certain things and I'm not interested in other things? Or another person might not be interested in the same things that I'm interested in, right? So there's a lot of uniqueness going around. Why is your uniqueness the way that it is versus my uniqueness the way that mine is? It's infinitely complicated, right? So this is a whole pursuit of life. We have 7.8 billion people in the world with their own ideologies, their own pursuits, their own desires, their own hardships, their own challenges, but also their own goals, their own dreams, and their own hopes, and their own wishes. So we can find a way to accommodate everyone in this type of spiritual talks that I'm hoping to have on this channel. It's really going to be about self-improvement, self-betterment, and a pursuit of purpose. Really, I want to highlight pursuit of purpose because that's what gives your life value, in my opinion. That's what gives my life purpose for living. The only reason that I want to exist is because I have a purpose that I feel I need to fulfill. And so without that purpose, there really is no reason for me to do anything in my life, unless you're just going on autopilot mode. But if you want to be conscious and you want to act consciously in your life, then you have to always have that end goal in mind with whatever it is that you do. Even whenever you wake up or whenever you go to bed. Why am I waking up this morning? I could just stay in bed, right? No, you wake up because you have a list of things that you have planned for that day that will help you get closer and closer to your end goal, one step at a time. And it will be as slow as one step at a time until you get to that point where last week I actually gave my first speech. That to me was a huge accomplishment. I'm very proud of myself. But again, then once you get those accomplishments, next, what's next, right? Don't keep dwelling upon your accomplishments. You should be proud about your accomplishments, and you should tell people about your accomplishments. By the way, you should always tell people. Surround yourself with people who are interested in hearing your success stories. That will only motivate you more and motivate you to do more, so that you can continue to create positive change. And also, it's not a bad thing to be recognized for your accomplishments. A lot of people think that, a lot of celebrities do what they do for the purpose of being recognized. And a lot of that is probably true. Certain celebrities are here only for recognition, only for fame, and only for money, and only to live a lavish lifestyle. And another celebrity might be wanting to become famous for the purpose of their voice being heard to create positive change. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit on that type of mindset. I would love to be well known. I would love to be recognized for what I do. But for the purpose of actually creating positive change, and I will admit, a little bit of it is for recognition, a little bit of it is for ego, and you cannot deny it. It's not possible to deny something like that. We have our own selfish desires and needs that we want to be fulfilled, and desires, right? So that might be part of it. But the overarching purpose of what it is that I want to do is to actually create something that I like to think of as a spiritual revolution, or I want to partake in a spiritual revolution of the 21st century. Right now we're living in a time period where I think that this is so necessary, that we see a lot of, I just read a few articles actually the past few weeks, because I searched up spiritual revolution, and then there's like a few articles that were just written this year about how we need a change, we need a global transformation or reformation in the area of faith, in the area of hope, in the area of love. And I don't care how many religions there are in the world. There's 6 million religions, which is mind-boggling to me, but I don't care how many there are. I care that there are 6 million systems of faith that people can actually put their hopes into, their dreams into, and give them a sense of meaning and purpose to continue living their lives in the best way possible to reach their highest potential. I think that we can all reach our highest potential, but maybe not completely perfect, but we can at least keep striving to become better. We can always strive to grow in any area of our lives. Like I said, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and even financially, whatever area it is that you think that you could grow in any area of our lives. So like, until you've reached that full maximum potential, I don't think that you should stop growing or stop thinking about growing, because that's the only reason that there is for you to wake up, for you to go to work, for you to eat your breakfast, so you can stay alive, so you can continue to maximize your potential. That's how I see it. I don't know if that's too deep for anyone, but like, there really is no reason to do anything unless you're actually trying to get an objective or trying to get an outcome out of your life. And you have to know what is the ultimate objective. What is the ultimate goal out of all of this? Is your goal really to be rich? Really? Because think about, just imagine for 1 second, what is your life while it's rich? And I'm not saying it's bad to be rich. Actually, I want to be rich. I would love to be rich. But what's next? Think about something even bigger than that. I'm talking about, instead of a personal gain, I'm talking about a collective gain, where we as a community, a global community, can do something huge together with one another, right? So we've always heard like, treat thy neighbor as thyself. Like, where did that go? Did everyone forget about that? I just want to make this very, very clear. Just because I have my unique set of differences, a unique set of desires and pursuits in my life, does not make me that much different than you, right? I think that a huge thing that we all have in similar is we all have uniqueness, right? So that might be a little bit contradicting to say, but I'm trying to say, we are all similar in the sense that we all are unique. And if we all really acknowledged that and saw that there is something that ties all of us together, which is that uniqueness, which is that sense of individuality, where you earn what you have and you will never be satisfied with what you have unless you have earned it, we all have that quality as well. What's another quality? We all have the same blood. We all have the same amount of body parts, give or take, in general. And for the most part, we're all human beings that have a goal and want to achieve something in their life, and we all want to have a sense of purpose. So if you really narrow it down, yes, we have our own desires and pursuits and different things going on in our lives, but we all have the same collective goal, which is lasting fulfillment, pleasure, happiness, contentness, and just kindness towards one another, right? That would be an idealistic world. But that's not to say that we can't work towards it, right? I don't think personally that we will ever be able to reach that perfect world. But that's not to say that we cannot work with one another towards that goal. That's not to say that we cannot try and strive to live in a world like that, right? And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and be, hypocritical at all. I have my own selfishness. I have my own egocentricity that I have to deal with. We all have our own negative qualities that we have to work with. We all have negative desires, negative impulses, negative urges, and negative inclinations. And what can we do about them? Control them, right? Self-control is the only thing that really helps us to grow. It's because you can't change your desires. You can't change your inclinations. You can learn from them, but you cannot really change your desires. Your desires are literally hardwired into you. And I'm sorry to say, but it's not really possible to change those desires, right? Just think about it for a second. Desires come from a very animalistic standpoint, that they are basically hardwired into your brain. You are built upon desires and you act upon your desires. So if you think that one of your desires will actually go against you reaching your highest potential, then that's one of those areas that you have have to focus on self-control and restricting your desires to act upon it, right? Because you have desires that not always are in your best interest, right? Maybe they're an animalistic, selfish, greedy type of desire, right? If that's not in your best interest of becoming your best potential self, then you might want to work on self-control on that area. And what I mean by that is, okay, so some people might say, like, you have to be selfish, you have to be greedy if you want to reach your highest potential, because I believe my highest potential to be a billionaire, so I have to be greedy if I want to be a billionaire. Now, what if I told you that reaching your highest potential is not just in one area of finance? Highest potential includes emotional, moral, spiritual, mental, and financial, probably, in every area of your life, right? So you have to take them all into consideration. How can you reach a maximum potential in all of these areas or levels? And by the way, the answer to that question is actually selflessness. Now, I don't want to impose my ideas on you. I want you to think about it for yourself, right? Being selfish, if you were truly selfish, this is going to be a little bit controversial, let's debate about it, right? If someone disagrees, go in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions. In order for someone to be truly selfish, to be truly greedy, right, you would have to be the most selfless person in the world. And I want to debate someone on this because I truly believe that. If we were really greedy, if we really wanted more out of our lives, then we would focus on each other. That's just my take, right? If we truly wanted what we believe to want, which is lasting fulfillment, lasting happiness, whatever, then that is actually what we should be focusing on. Maybe think about that for a second. So like, if we worked on ourselves, then maybe you would see the world in a much brighter light, and vice versa. If you saw the world in a much brighter light, maybe you would view your life in a much brighter light, right? It all has to do with each other. I think of it as a circuit of negative and positive that you can have balance in between it. And I like to focus on that balance. I like to focus on striving to have that balance in your own life, and then you also play a role in a collective balance, in a collective circuit. So I'm just going to say it like this. Everyone has a circuit in their life of negative and positive where they can receive balance and they can achieve balance and they can be calm in that state. Now, you also play a role in a collective balance because you live in a society, you live in a world, you live in a global community. And that also has its own circuit. And when that circuit is imbalanced, things don't tend to go too smoothly, as we are seeing today. In the 21st century, it's been 21 years and a lot of bad things have happened. Actually, in the 2021, right, in this year itself, it's been 3 months and a lot of things have happened that don't seem to be going our way. Maybe they are going for some people. Maybe some people's agendas are being fulfilled and other people's are not, right? But we all have an agenda, and that agenda that we all share together is collective enlightenment, collective pursuit of truth, pursuit of happiness, pursuit of fulfillment. And so that is the big one. That's the main thing we should be focusing on. Not the little things that we want, oh, this president to become president, we want this person to become picked, or this business to flourish. Yeah, those are all great and those are all part of it. But even a bigger thing than that would be a global scale reformation of faith, truth, and just happiness for everyone, which if we can get that, right, I think we would all want that. So first of all, how do we get that? That's the question I have to answer. How? I think that's the main question we have to answer. How do we get there? So again, we all have an individual circuit, but you also play a role in a collective circuit. So if you're not working every single day and you're not waking up and thinking to yourself, I have to create balance in my life today, then you might as well be going against the global circuit of balance, right? If you're not trying to create balance within your own life, I can't see how you can contribute to the global balance, because the global balance is actually an accumulation of each individual's balance, right? Everyone has their own personal circuit or system of negative and positive giving and receiving in their life. And if you can't reach balance in that state in your personal individual pursuit, then how do you expect to contribute to the global scale balance that we all want and we all have in mind, right? A lot of people like to believe in the Messiah, believe in Mashiach, al-Masih. Those are different languages of saying the same thing. Now, what is that? That concept in itself is collective enlightenment. That concept itself is collective pursuit of truth and awareness of truth. So how do we get to that state? We can't wait. I think a lot of people have been fooled into thinking that they need to wait for this time period to come. Now, the more you wait, the harder it is to achieve. I don't think anyone has realized that so far because it hasn't been happening, right? Everyone's just waiting around, oh, give me the Mashiach, give me the Messiah. So I think that, I personally do believe in the Messiah, just so you guys know. I don't want to come off in any way that I'm not. But I'm saying that we shouldn't be waiting for the Messiah. We should act to bring it right now. And what does that even mean? What does it mean, Messiah? Messiah simply just means collective enlightenment, collective pursuit of truth, collective happiness, collective pursuit of happiness and pursuit of purpose. And so all of that goes under the section of unity, right? That's really what it is. In one word, if I could sum up what is the purpose of this entire Messiah thing that we all believe in, It's unity. It's collective unity, not selective unity. Right now we have a lot of selections of people that are grouping together and uniting against each other. That is not unity. In what world do you think that that is unity? I see religion and I see a lot of different groups that are beautiful and collecting together to form faith-based systems, which I love. But then those systems go against each other. It's like religion versus religion versus religion, right? Christianity versus Judaism versus Hinduism versus Islam versus Buddhism. Oh my goodness. Can we all take a breather and realize that we all have the same outcome in mind, and we all have different levels of ways that we can get there, and all other pursuits that we think we can get there? We can come together and acknowledge the positive between each of these different faith systems, and even the ones that don't believe in such thing as faith. All of these ideas, all these faith systems, bring them into a reality, make them into a reality. First by starting with yourself, then working on your family, then you're working on your society, then the world. Hopefully it will be a domino effect, and everyone will learn from one another, like the way that a son learns from his father, or the way that a puppy learns from its dog, from its father dog. I don't know what I'm saying, but everyone learns from each other. Right now, I think that our personalities are not totally as individual as we think. A lot of times we like to grab certain things from other people and use it as our own. I do it myself. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing to do, because that can build your character, and eventually it can morph into yourself. It can morph into who you are. So I don't think it's a bad thing to learn from people who have already got to that stage. So I think that a lot of the heavy work has already been done. I think a lot of the heavy work and the suffering that people had to endure to get to such a high level of knowledge and intelligence and advancement has already been done the past 5,700 years, right? So let's go back and realize that there are so many books and pieces of knowledge that we can learn from that have already been done. The heavy work has already been done and laid out for us. Now let's start doing something about it. Let's start learning from each other, philosophers, holy people, religious figures, spiritual leaders, all these people that have these ideas of pursuit of truth and happiness and collective enlightenment in mind. So that's what I intend to do with this channel. That's what I intend to do with my voice, and what I intend to use my face for, what I intend to do with my life. I have 8 years ahead of me, and I am not backing down. This is the beginning of something that I hope to be a major reformation in the area of faith, in the area of truth, in the area of pursuit of purpose and happiness. So I think that this is going to be huge. I'm giving a new speech next week. I hope to maybe record it and maybe post on my YouTube channel. We'll see. It's going to be about time, right? What can we do with time? What is the purpose of time, and how valuable time is? So hopefully, if I do remember, I will record that. I'm going to be giving it in front of another live audience. That'll be my second live audience, probably another 12 people. It's not like a huge audience, like a huge stadium or anything like that. It's just a couple of my friends and I. We get together every Thursday night, and we talk about these concepts that I'm talking about right now. So thanks so much for watching. Again, I'm Nathan Hanokaee, and I hope that you guys learned something from this video. I think I've already come to that conclusion in my life where I want to devote my life to doing these types of interactions and these types of videos, and I really do get joy when I post these, and when I'm done editing these videos I rewatch it and I'm like very proud of myself, and then I quickly go to my next speech, I quickly go to my next script and begin writing it. And this was not scripted, obviously, not like I'm scripting any of my videos, but I plan them, I plan the topic. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video, and stay tuned for whatever else that I have coming out. We're gonna see a lot of different events and speaker events coming up. Maybe it's through Zoom. We'll have some sort of class every week that you guys can come to. Every Tuesday night I'll try to plan some speaker to come and talk about subjects related to spirituality and self-improvement. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week.